Before we begin, subscribe, like, and comment if you think you're brave enough to watch until the end. Some truths don't stay buried. The screen is shaky at first. A bedroom lit only by string lights along a wall, casting a soft, warm glow. A teenage girl named Maya sits cross-legged on her bed, holding her phone in front of her. Her voice is upbeat, casual, the way teens talk to their followers every night. She laughs, she answers comments, she brushes her hair behind her ear. Nothing seems strange. Nothing feels wrong. But hundreds of people who later rewatched the live stream remember one moment, a moment that now feels impossible to forget. There was a sudden pause. Maya's eyes shifted to something just outside the camera's view. Her smile faded. She didn't speak. She just listened. At the time, her viewers typed playful comments. "Ghost behind you LOL. Girl, what are you looking at? Is your mom in the room?" But Maya didn't answer. Her breathing changed, slower, quieter. She blinked like she was trying to understand something that no one else could hear. Then she whispered, almost too soft to catch. "Hold on, did you hear that?" It was 10:52 p.m. No one watching the live stream heard anything. The room behind her looked calm, still, completely normal. The stream continued for another minute before she forced a smile and ended it abruptly. Her final words were, "Okay. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow." She never did. The next morning, her stepfather reported her missing. Her bed was made. Her shoes were by the door. Her phone was gone. There was no sign of forced entry, no footprints, no open windows, nothing disturbed. It was as if she simply stood up and walked out in the middle of the night. Neighbors didn't see her. Security cameras didn't catch her. Dogs brought by search teams couldn't pick up a trail. The live stream became the only trace of her final hours. Police investigators studied the footage frame by frame. They zoomed into shadows behind her, listened for audio anomalies, and analyzed every pixel of her expression. They combed through her messages, her call history, her diary. Nothing explained the change in her face during those final seconds. Her mother remembers waking up at around 2:30 a.m. that night. She swears she heard someone talking in the hallway. She assumed it was Maya on the phone. She went back to sleep. When she woke again, Maya was gone. What makes this case different is not just the disappearance, but the thousands of people who watched her last known consciousness happen in real time. People who now rewatch the recording searching for clues, reflections in the window, a flicker in the corner of the room, the way Maya's eyes moved. Something changed in those seconds. Something silent. Something unseen. And one question remains. What did she hear that no one else did? The morning after Maya disappeared, the house felt wrong. Her mother described it as too quiet, like the air was holding its breath. Police arrived quickly, because disappearances involving minors are treated as urgent. They searched the house first. Every door was locked from the inside. No windows were broken. No ladder marks outside. It looked like Maya simply stood up, walked out, and vanished into the dark. But something about that didn't make sense. Maya's jacket was still in her closet. Her favorite sneakers sat untouched by the door. And it had been cold that night. Cold enough that no one would willingly go outside without something warm. The officers noted that detail. They wrote it down. They looked at her mother's face. They asked, did she seem upset? Scared? Angry? She didn't. She had laughed on camera only hours earlier. The live stream became the focus of everything. Police downloaded it. Digital forensics teams enhanced the audio. What they found didn't give answers, it gave more questions. In the seconds where Maya pauses and looks off camera, the microphone picks up something faint. Not words. Not breathing. A sound like fabric moving, or someone shifting their weight on a floorboard. But the sound came from a direction inside the room, when Maya had been sitting completely still. There were no signs of anyone entering the bedroom. No prints. No hair. No fibers. Nothing. The house's security camera in the hallway captured only one thing. At 2:13 a.m., Maya's bedroom door slowly opened. She stepped out. Her phone screen was glowing faintly in her hand. She didn't look confused or panicked. She walked with purpose, as if she knew where she was going. That was the last image ever recorded of her. When investigators followed the direction she walked, they stopped at the street. There were no more cameras beyond that point. It was a quiet neighborhood, the kind where nothing ever happens. Maya walked into the night and simply didn't appear anywhere else. No neighbors reported seeing her. No passing cars recorded her. No stores or gas stations captured her arrival. The trail ended in darkness. Her live-stream audience became witnesses. Thousands of strangers replayed her final moments, slowing the video down frame by frame. People claimed to see things, shadows, shapes, figures, but most of it came from people wanting to find meaning. Except one detail wasn't imagination. In the reflection of her bedroom window, when she turned her head around the halfway point of the live stream, there is a shape behind her. Not solid. Not defined. It looks like a silhouette, just out of focus. Investigators said it could be a distortion. Pixel bloom. Artifacting from the low light. People watching did not agree. Then something even stranger surfaced. A viewer who watched the live stream live commented that they heard something that night, something the recording didn't capture clearly. They described it as a voice, very low, speaking Maya's name. The viewer assumed it was someone else in the house. Police didn't release that comment publicly. But it now sits in the official case file. The mother, desperate, joined the searches herself. She walked fields, ditches, roadsides, calling her daughter's name until her voice broke. Search dogs circled trails and returned confused. It was like chasing a ghost. Rescue team said there was no scent path at all, as if Maya didn't walk, she just stopped existing after stepping beyond the last camera. The live stream kept gaining attention, spreading from friends to forums to analysts to journalists. Every viewer wanted to solve it. Every viewer thought they would be the one to notice something no one else had. And then, 3 days after Maya disappeared, her phone came back online. 4-5 seconds. Just long enough to register location. Just long enough to send one automatic system ping. The signal traced to a remote stretch of road miles from town. Search teams rushed there immediately. What they found at the location was not Maya. It was something else. The road the phone pinged from was nearly silent. A long, empty stretch with no houses, no streetlights, just miles of open land and sagebrush. Search teams formed a line and walked slowly, scanning for tracks, clothing, anything. The wind was cold and dry. It carried nothing. Then one of the officers called out. On the side of the road, half hidden in the brush, they found Maya's phone. The screen was cracked. The battery was nearly dead. But the strangest detail wasn't the damage. The strangest detail was that the back camera was open, still recording when the battery drained. The final video was 8 minutes long. No one heard the contents at the scene. They didn't play it outside. They bagged it, logged it, took it to evidence, and only then did investigators watch it in a quiet room. The video begins in complete darkness. Just the sound of someone walking on gravel. Slow steps. Breathing steady, not panicked. Then Maya's voice, barely above a whisper. I'm here. I'm coming. I can hear you. She wasn't speaking to herself. She wasn't calling for help. Her tone sounded like someone responding to instructions. The steps continue. The wind blows. In the final seconds of the video, there's a light flicker across the screen, like headlights or a phone flashlight. Then a shape crosses by. No face. No features. Just movement, like someone walking ahead of her, holding something bright. The video ends abruptly. No scream. No struggle. No obvious threat. That was the last time Maya's voice was ever heard. Investigators reviewed the audio hundreds of times. They enhanced frequencies. They filtered out wind. They listened to the silence between the footsteps. And there, almost too faint to detect, was something else. Another voice. Close. Low. Speaking right beside her, but not moving like a person should. The transcript simply labels it as unidentified voice, unintelligible. After that moment, the case stalled. No new leads. No sightings. No remains. Nothing to explain why Maya walked out of her house that night or who, or what, she believed she was speaking to. The live stream remains online, mirrored across thousands of accounts. People still rewatch it, searching for answers. Searching for the moment her expression changed. Searching for meaning in a silence that shouldn't have been there. Some believe she was tricked by someone online. Some believe she experienced a psychological break. Some believe she followed someone she trusted. No evidence proves any of those theories. But there is one shared detail across nearly every disappearance case like this, including Carly Guz's real-life case. Each person, in their final recorded moments, acts like they're responding to something unheard. Not scared. Not confused. Just listening. They look at empty rooms the way someone looks at another person's eyes. And then, they leave. To this day, no trace of Maya has ever been found. The road is still empty. The live stream still plays. The window reflection still shows that faint silhouette behind her shoulder. What she saw, or heard, remains unknown. If you ever feel the room fall quiet. If you ever feel like something is watching just past the corner of your vision. Do not listen. Some voices do not want to be heard. Some invitations are not meant to be answered. Because once you follow them, you may not come back. If this story left you unsettled, you're not ready for what's next. Subscribe, before the silence finds you too.